Of a Week 4 matchup today with Philadelphia Eagles travelling to Florida to stand off against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Both teams are 2-1. The Eagles beat the Saints last week, but the Buccaneers struggled against the Denver Broncos. So the Buccaneers hopefully looking to put that right. The Jalen Hurts will be without his two main wide receivers today. AJ Brown's out. I'm not sure whether Madden is going to play those injured players or not. I think it usually does. It's a bit frustrating, but I might look into spending a bit of time to adjust these rosters for future simulations. But for now, as you can see, the Philadelphia Eagles are at an 87 overall. We've got 3 X factors there. As I said, AJ Brown shouldn't be playing, so he shouldn't be in there today. Saquon Barkley and big play Darius Slay Jr. The Buccaneers have got Levante David and Mike Evans as their X factors, and Wirfs, the left tackle, is a superstar. So let's take a look to see how Madden 25 plays out this clash.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Birds and the Buccaneers, and it's all just ahead on Madden NFL.
Baker Mayfield's definitely had a pretty good start to the season. Seems to have found his feet, but last week it was... I don't think anybody expected the Broncos to beat them. Bo Nix just didn't look like he was the man at quarterback, but I can't remember exactly what the stat line was in that game. Let's just have a quick look. At what the stats were.
Yeah, I think you just have to give a lot of credit, of course, to the player themselves, the work, the ability to invest in themselves to develop, but also in these organizations.
Yeah, so Bo Nix ended 25 of 36 for 216 yards. So it looked like he made a lot more wiser decisions last week. I mean, Baker Mayfield, he was 25 of 33, 163 yards. But yeah, it was a bit of a shocker, really. But the Broncos' first win of the season. But I'm pretty sure that the Eagles are going to be too much. Oh, there's a nice little glitch.
But now year 2, and it feels like he's found a home. Greg here with the Buccaneers.
I don't know about
Not sure what was going on there.
The takeaway from our meeting with him was just how important it is that they get off to a fast start. He made it very clear. They wanted to put their opponent on their heels right from the jump. So I think early in this game, they're going to...
So yeah, I think the Eagles are going to be too much to handle for the Buccaneers today. I reckon we'll be... Oh, nice rush to start off this game, though. 24 yards.
Well, it's hard to imagine starting a game much better than that. Great play design. You can tell all week they love that play to start the game, and man, you can see why.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. On first down, right back to...
I think I still prefer the Buccaneers orange and white creamsicle kit. But I don't think they'll ever go back to adopting that uniform full time, just because they were horrific for the 20 years or so that they wore the kit. I think they were founded in 1976, same time as the Seattle Seahawks, and I don't think they won a game until late in their second season, in the 78 season. I think they did get to the playoffs in the early 80s, if I remember correctly, but other than that, they were a pretty poor franchise all the way up until the mid-90s.
at the worst 3.
And obviously that culminated with their victory in the early noughties against the Raiders. But yeah, when I started to watch the NFL in the mid-80s, mid sort of 87, 80, 86, 87, I think both Bay teams, both the Green Bay Packers and the Buccaneers were pretty poor. I think Vinny Testaverde was at quarterback for the Bucs, and Randy White, I think, was the Green Bay Packers quarterback at the time, and I think the only other player that I remember from then was Sterling Sharp for the Buccaneers. So they were that bad. I don't remember hardly any of their players in that era. And then they started to get a more competitive team sort of towards the mid 90s. And
you're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump,
and I think that I think they lost in the playoffs. I think they played the Eagles in the playoffs.
Everyone talks about being balanced, but as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as
I'm just trying to remember this now. I think that
so far their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a first down.
Trying to fight his way into the end zone, but they will.
I think they beat the Eagles in the 99 season in the playoffs. So when I see this matchup, that's always that's always what I seem to remember. That they met in the playoffs, and I think the Buccaneers just about beat them like 15-13 or something like that. I can't remember the exact score now. I'm going to look it up actually.
Terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Yeah, I don't think they made the playoffs in '98. And then I think 99 was the year that the greatest show on turf. Yeah, so the Buccaneers beat the Eagles 19-5 in 90. Oh no, hang on, that's a regular season game. So what am I thinking about?
$7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. This will be returned from the 6.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting confused there. Maybe it was a bit earlier than that.
The Eagles led out by their
or later. No, it must have been later. It must have been.
Jalen Hurts has that calm demeanor about him, can make the big plays as well. Greg, here he is already in his 5th year.
Yeah, that's it. So I'm thinking about the early noughties. So the Eagles beat the Buccaneers 31-20, 31-9. And it was the second consecutive season that the Eagles eliminated the Bucs from the playoffs. And I think they were the wild card games. And then the Buccaneers, I'm pretty sure, played them again in the playoffs in 2002. In the NFC Championship game. Yeah, that's it. So 2000 and 2001, the Bucs and the Eagles played wildcard rounds, and the Eagles knocked the Bucs out. And then in the Bucs Super Bowl winning season of 2002, when they played the Raiders, they played the Eagles in the NFC Championship game, and I believe that they beat them 27-10 in that game. And then I think since then, I think that's the era, the late '90s, where the Buccaneers started to find a bit of form, and obviously they won a Super Bowl not so long ago when Tom Brady came to the franchise. But pretty much from when I started watching the NFL in 1987, so what's that? 14 years of probably single-digit win seasons. So yeah, I think that they will just see. Oh, here's a touchdown! Look at that fumble return. So all of these games so far have ended up being the underdog, or the team that I'm not expecting to win, actually winning. So.
And Greg, you talked about it all week. Not just stop them with the defense, but make impact plays, and that is
there you
as
go.
big a play as you can ask for.
But yeah, I mean, they do wear their orange and white uniform at certain points in the season. But it was a tough start to the NFL for the Buccaneers teams. So what would that have been? 76, 24, 25, 26. So it took them 26 years to win the Super Bowl. But I mean, what's it been now for my 49ers? Like 30 years? I think this January it will mark 30 years since we won Super Bowl 29, was it, against the Chargers? So anyway, let's see how this one plays out. Good start for the Bucs.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return, it's Kenneth Gainwell. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Eagles offense ready to see the football for the second time. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0. The score as the offense tries to regroup and get going with 1st and 10. Delivers it quick to Brown. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8.
The timing of these RPO concepts, that's the entire key. Remember, Mike, different than the college game, these offensive linemen, they're blocking for the run. But if that ball gets pulled, the pass option of the play, they're not allowed downfield. In the college game, they get a 3-yard window that they're allowed to be downfield even on a forward pass. That's not the rule in the NFL. These decisions have to be made quickly. If not, even after a good pickup, you could be coming back due to a flag. This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the 1st down.
Now he'll run.
The best quarterbacks don't see the rush, they feel the rush, and that's exactly what this guy was able to do here. He's able to escape the initial pressure and immediately realizes, I got some space out in front of me. Picks up a solid gain here on 1st down.
2nd down and 3. Hurts working in the pistol. Now a deep ball looking for Brown. That one knocked away. It is incomplete. Very good job defensively. Stayed right with him and will bring up 3rd down.
They've been a little up and down in this 1st half. I mean, they have less than 80 yards of total offense and halftime lose. So missed throws like that, those are missed opportunities. They've got to hit the plays when they have them if they want to have a chance to leave here with a win.
And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
Just a little bit too much juice on that one, and you just can't throw the ball out of bounds. Give your receiver a chance to go up and compete for the ball, but when you miss that far wide, he's got no shot.
So on 4th down, they'll call on Braden Mann to punt. Back deep for the Bucs, their speedster Trey Palmer. And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. The Bucs offense, running back Rachaad White, ready for this next possession. Their lead sits at 14-0 here in this second quarter. Looking to run away with this one before halftime. Here's 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run by White. And he'll get forward for a couple. Reed Blankenship coming up from his safety spot to make the stop. Look him up on a 2nd down and 8. From the gun, it's Mayfield. A short one there to Otten. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allow the 1st down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the 1st down.
Baker going to hand it to White. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go here till halftime. Greg and I back from Tampa after a timeout. Here's a 2nd and 9. On play action, Mayfield. He'll air one out for Palmer. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down.
He's just unable to secure the catch through the contact, and really nice job timing that hit up by the defense. And at this point, all you can do is get up, get back in the huddle, and hope your quarterback gives you another shot.
That one complete. It's the tight end, Otten. That's his 3rd catch of this 1st half, and good enough for a 1st down.
And that's an important conversion, not only because it keeps their offense on the field and now they can go down and see if they can steal some late points, but either way, worst case scenario, Mike, if you're the offense here, you want to possess the ball going into halftime. Don't give your opponent a chance to go down and score on you. So big pickup there. Now we'll see if they can turn it into some points.
And they're going to get this ball down to the 20-yard line.
That last completion's going to go a long way towards at least finishing this 2-minute drive, Mike, with some points. You're already in field goal range, so now the idea is continue to work the clock down, take a couple shots at the end zone. You want to get points, ideally a touchdown, but either way, you have the ball last before the end of the 2nd quarter.
Chris Godwin, the receiver he was looking for. It's 2nd down.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
Throwing on 2nd down, Mayfield. And nice work there after the catch. He's a little short of the 1st down after a gain of 7. Third down, 3 to go. Mayfield to throw. That'll be intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. He's inside the 40. Inside the 10. And he is going to bring this one back. A DB's dream. A pick-6 for touchdown. Well, they just try a very short throw, and instead, the defense takes it back the other way, and they come up with a big play, scoring the touchdown.
Mike, for how fast he jumped that route, it almost seems like he was in the huddle and ran the route for the quarterback. I mean, he was there before the receiver, and as you said, there was nothing left to do but take it all the way back the other way.
Jake Elliott now for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Eagles are on the board. It's now 14-7. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. He fields it at the 8. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Buccaneers offense going to get it one final time in this first half. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Now Mayfield. Godwin working the right side. They'll get 11 there. And that's a quick first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there. Here in the first half, we've seen nothing but connections from these two guys. I mean, they've come out completely on fire, so the defense finally gets a stop, and really the first time we've seen these guys be a little bit off.
A second down throw from Mayfield. They'll set up the screen to White. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield. Timeout here, Tampa Bay. That is their second, as they stop it with 13 seconds to play in this opening half. First and 10. Now Mayfield. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently. Not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
They'll try to set up the screen here. Give him 13 on that screen play. And a first down.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass, get past the first down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can drop all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
Okay, Mike, thank you. More from you and Greg in a moment, but for now, welcome one and all to our EA Sports Halftime Report. It was a solid first half for the running back, Rachaad White. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead. The second half, straight ahead. Time to get back to it. And for the call, let's rejoin Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen.
All right, Coach. Thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Eagles offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. They find themselves down 17-7 as this drive starts 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. To the sideline, and what a catch, and what a great job to keep the feet alive. Inbounds as good as you can do it. Just his first catch. They have held him in check so far, but that one gives him a first down.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
Talking about uniforms earlier as well, the old Eagles uniform I prefer to this one. I think that when the NFL went through that dingy, dark uniform period in the sort of the late 90s and into the noughties, and it felt like every team was just dark. And I mean, I don't know whether it's that the Eagles have actually got multiple coloured helmets this year, but there's one kit that looks like it's black. It's so dark green, but I just prefer the brighter look to the uniforms. And you know, we've seen some teams change back to that now, like the LA Chargers going back to the lighter blue. The Bills as well are a bit more brighter now, and that's what we sort of had in the 80s. So the 80s, I sort of feel the uniforms were all sort of like bright and popping, and everything just went really drab and dingy. Like the 49ers top, we went with a darker red, and I never liked that uniform, to be honest. I always liked the uniform that's similar to what we've got now. So the first three or four, the first 4 Super Bowls kit. I just didn't really like the gold helmet with the red face cage. I suppose the white pants one was okay, the throwback, the '94 season, but I didn't like the uniform. I mean, it might just be because we when we had that uniform in the early noughties to, you know, the mid. Well, it feels like pretty much all of the noughties, but it was sort of like the middle part. You know, we were still competing up until about 2002, I would have thought, and then it wasn't until the late noughties or early 10s that we started to sort of field a better team. So it felt like a decade of rubbish, not even mediocrity. We were like terrible teams. You know, they were amongst the worst teams during the Dennis Erickson years, and you know, the wheels fell off a little bit as well after our ball, but yeah, I guess it's not bad. 3 Super Bowls in 10 years, or 11 years. it would have just been nice to have at least won one of those. You sort of, I think that's the thing in the NFL, that your window can open pretty quick, but it can also slam down pretty quick. And you know, we picked up some good pieces from being bad. Like the season, we were like 1-15 or something, and we ended up getting Nick Bosa. But you know, this season you can sort of see that there are definitely some cracks that can be exploited when key players are injured. Debo and CMC being out are pretty catastrophic, as you can tell from the last couple of games. So, I mean, I'm hoping that we're going to turn things around against the Patriots later today.
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. A safe kick taken at the 5. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Buccaneers offense ready for their first possession of this second half. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. They'll send a tight end in motion. On 1st and 10, here's Baker. This one caught left side by Evans. He's close to a 1st down to gain a 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down.
Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
Down the field, it's Evans. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. You can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
So, 3 quarters now in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Set to go now on 1st and 10. They send Godwin in motion. On 1st down is Mayfield. This one on target to Godwin. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Off the play fake, it's Mayfield. No one open, he'll drop it to his running back.
I wouldn't be surprised if some point here in the future, Mike, this quarterback drops back. It looks like the same old hitch route underneath we've seen a few times, and they give a pump fake and go. You can lull a defense to sleep with a lot of these underneath quick game passes, and once you do, you can try to go for the big one.
Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. Taking off, he'll try to get there.
Here you are at the end of the game. You need a stop. You find yourself trailing. You have everybody covered, and the quarterback gets loose. Those are the plays that just kill a defensive coordinator. You're about to force a punt, about to get the ball back to your offense. Give credit to the quarterback. He made a play when they needed it.
One of the tight ends motions right. Now whistles. Play clock at 0, and that'll cost them 5.
still first down.
Here comes Otten in motion. Shotgun snap and a give to White. Not much happening there. Tackled at the 17. So they go backwards on first down. Here's 2nd and 13. That's Palmer, the man in motion. On 2nd down, Baker. He pulls it in around the 5. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Cade Otton. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the 4th quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
McLaughlin now for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Bucs go up by 10. 24-14 is their lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This taken at the 5. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. Here comes the Philly offense now as they make their way back onto the field. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. And he does a nice job to avoid the initial wave. They're going to get him down behind the line.
Certainly hasn't been their best game in terms of rushing the passer, but you find yourself with a lead here in the 4th quarter. No better time for that pass rush to come alive and see if they can close this game out.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. On play action, here's Hurts. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. John Dotson was the intended receiver there. Now it's going to be 3rd down. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. That's taken in by Dotson. Call it a gain of 13. 1st down, Philadelphia.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you?
Pressure gets there, and down he goes. So, 2 minutes to play here in the 2nd half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. Now, on 2nd and long. They'll drop to throw. He'll let this one go deep down the right sideline. And that is incomplete. He was trying to find Saquon Barkley coming out of the backfield. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, like this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about it.
The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line.
Third and real long. This is where your defensive line has to come to life. They decided to keep extra blockers in the backfield, but it didn't matter. They were able to bring them down for a sack and brings up fourth down.
Here we go. This is fourth down. Here's Hurts. And that is incomplete. They had their chance. They took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Got to let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on down.
So this offense, they think this is a prime opportunity to go for it through the air on fourth down. But this defense was having none of it. Nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball, no easy completions, and this defense forces a huge stop on fourth down.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle with White, and he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down. So the Eagles will use their first time out here, and they'll get together prior to this 2nd down play. Another run here with White. Trying to bounce that outside. It went a long way for a gain of nothing. You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's 3rd down. On 3rd down, it's White. Now the Eagles will use the last of their timeouts as they'll discuss what's to come as 4th down is looming. So Chase McLaughlin will come in, and they'll try a field goal. Officially, a 29-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Bucs will add to their lead here in the 4th quarter.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone, and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This is going to be taken in at the 3. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field. The Eagles offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back, and in some of these coverage units, when you know that ball's got to come out fast, and right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it. Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
Second and 6 coming up. Now Hurts. That's taken in left side by Smith. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down. crowd noise rises. Big play here. 3rd and 1. And they'll throw here with Hurts. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, like, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass.
So nearing the end in this one now. 9 seconds left. Looks like the Buccaneers are the 3rd team to have
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down.
upset. Well, no, it might be the 4th team actually that the underdog has won these simulations. And quite resoundingly, 27-14. Pretty quick game this one as well. Baker Mayfield looks like he did enough to get this one done.
Our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Looks like a big defensive performance by the Bucs.
The Buccaneers get the win. As we say, so long from Tampa.
I'm pretty sure it's not going to go this way later today. Let's just have a quick look at the player stats to see. So Baker had a pretty good game. He did have a pick, but 17 from 22, 197 yards, 77% completion, TD and an int. Jalen Hurts with an absolute horror show, 39.6. And then we've got Rashad White. Let's just have a quick look at that passing. Yeah, terrible. Running backs kept in check. Receiving, K. Dotton looked like the star. I mean, I'm thinking. Oh yeah, so TDs. Jalen Hurts had a TD. I think we must have had a defensive touchdown, didn't we? It was a fumble recovery. There we go. So 2 defensive touchdowns. Vontae Maddox and Christian Eisen. Right, let's have a look at the team stats. So quite an entertaining game this one, to be honest. It was 17-7 at the half. Eagles pulled it back to 17-14, but the Bucs were just too much in the 4th quarter with 10 unanswered points. I always like to look at the time of possession. So pretty even. Penalties pretty even. Is that no punts for the Bucs? So yeah, the Eagles D just couldn't stop them. So I'll leave this video there. Check back soon for another simulation or probably some Ultimate Team. Probably going to deal with their dailies. I've just got to place some bets for my for the NFL today. So a lot of these simulations that I'm doing, I usually have a cheeky bet on the outcomes that Madden predicts. It hasn't worked yet, but you never know. Maybe this week. Catch you later.